Really, that's going to be an interesting fight. I wonder. I'm going towards Tyson Fury because I think he's just going to overpower him. He's going to catch up with him and overpower him. That's what I think. I could be wrong.
Mike Tyson has already made his feelings clear on Tyson Fury's upcoming rematch with Oleksandr Usyk as excitement builds ahead of the fight.
This fight is on, and all we got to focus on is what will happen on that night.
We'll find out, Frank, won't we?
We will find out.
Cliffhanger.
It's going to be a magnificent occasion for boxing, I promise you.
We are all here because of this so humble but so powerful man. Future undisputed heavyweight champion of the world. Thank you so much.
Fury suffered the first defeat of his professional career in May as former cruiserweight champion Usyk beat him via split decision to become undisputed heavyweight champion of the world. Usyk stunned many with his victory in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia, and there will be huge interest when the pair meet again in the same city on December 21st.
Incredible what I've seen that night.
I took his best shots and smiled at him. He must have been thinking, wow, what have I got to do to get this man out of there? Nail him to the canvas.
Second down, round 10.
Unlike the first fight, the undisputed title will not be on the line as Usyk vacated the IBF title following his victory over Fury. British fighter Daniel Dubois now holds that belt and could be in line to face Usyk should he emerge victorious from the rematch with Fury. However, if the Gypsy King wins later this month, most expect a trilogy fight to follow.
It was very close last time. He got it by a point. A little bit more focus, a little bit more lack of complacency. And I should do the job, what I need to do.
Speaking last month, former undisputed heavyweight world champion Mike Tyson, who recently lost to Jake Paul in his professional boxing comeback, gave his thoughts on Usyk vs Fury 2 and was asked to pick a winner. He stated, "Usyk is the best heavyweight in the world at the moment, but I'm going for Fury to beat him. Why? Because I'm a fan. Because his father gave him my name. I'm not abandoning him now."
Little guys are difficult to fight because they're harder to hit because they're smaller. You know, he runs a lot, he moves a lot. Tyson's probably going to have a few rounds to deal with his movements. But he's very difficult to fight. Very difficult, very smart, very fast.
On one hand, you have the dominant Fury, a former world champion who has proven time and time again that he can overcome adversity, including his brutal trilogy with Deontay Wilder. On the other hand, Usyk has made a name for himself as one of the most technically skilled and intelligent boxers in the world, holding the title of undisputed heavyweight champion after a stunning rise through the ranks. Keeping that in mind, the boxing world is divided between the two greats of this heavyweight era.
You can't even describe it. You can't even describe what he is. Honestly, he's immediately in front of you and you think, right, now's the time to grab you, and suddenly he's over there. And you're like, how have you done that? And then you reset the whole motion, the whole plan, and you've got it set, and you're like, ready, okay, correct, now's the time. Well, no, he's over there. And you're like, mate, can you just stay here for a second, please?
Can you give me a break?
It's not as simple. I'm not saying it's impossible. I'm not saying it can't be done. I'm saying it's very possible. And if there's a man to do it, Tyson Fury is big enough and can grab up.
Michael Moorer expressed that despite Tyson Fury's extensive training, especially his time spent sparring with southpaws and working with Sugar Hill, he may still struggle against Usyk. Moorer emphasized Usyk's superior intelligence and refined ring skills, suggesting that while Fury has made strides in his discipline and conditioning, Usyk has always maintained peak fitness and perfected his craft. He even pointed out that Fury's past struggles with discipline and shape could be an Achilles heel, especially against an opponent as focused and consistent as Usyk.
Well, 9 times out of 10, Tyson Fury he sparred with southpaws. I'm sure he think he's done everything right to be southpaw. You know, Sugar Hill doing a great job with him, but my thing is with Oleksandr Usyk, he just has the smarts to do so much more.
Moorer predicted that if the two fighters meet again, Usyk would likely stop Fury in the 10th or 11th round, asserting that Usyk would emerge victorious given his sharp technical approach. This view aligns with Moorer's broader belief that Usyk, thanks to his fighting IQ and skills, is nearly unbeatable in this era of heavyweights. He noted that Ukrainian boxers like Usyk, who have a deep understanding of the fight game, possess a natural ability to succeed at the highest levels.
And Tyson Fury, back in the day, he wasn't a real boxer guy. He was, out of shape, stuff like that. But Usyk was a guy that was always in shape, always doing the right things. I think Usyk will stop him probably 11th, 10th, 11th round. 10th or 11th round. I think Usyk will win.
With Usyk having already become the heavyweight champion, Moorer suggested that his journey could be far from over, implying that Usyk still has the potential to evolve and refine his game further, adding another layer of danger to any future opposition.
Do you think Usyk's unbeatable? In this era, I'm talking about.
In this era, probably, because he knows how to fight. Especially if you get a Ukrainian that knows how to fight, he'll go and be the heavyweight champ like he is. He can be so much better.
While many are quick to back Usyk, not everyone is certain about the outcome. Dillian White described the upcoming bout as a great matchup, but one that is extremely hard to call. He pointed out that both Fury and Usyk are capable of adjusting their styles in the heat of battle, making the rematch even more unpredictable. White acknowledged that this fight presents a significant challenge for both men, emphasizing the difficulty of predicting how the action will unfold in the ring.
I just think it's a great fight, man, but it's a very hard fight for me to... I keep trying to think, how's this fight gonna go? Okay, Fury can make adjustment, but Usyk also can make adjustment. It's a tough fight, man. It's a very, very tough fight for both men, you know, obviously.
Dave Coldwell suggested that the outcome of the rematch may come down to which fighter can endure the most punishment, with both Fury and Usyk having been involved in physically taxing battles throughout their careers. Coldwell noted that the toll of these battles could be a crucial factor. Usyk, who started his career as a cruiserweight, has faced larger, heavier opponents since moving up to the heavyweight division, and this could be starting to wear on him.
I think it's down to who's got what left. I think they're both at that stage in their career now where they've had hard fights. Even, you got to remember, Usyk as a cruiserweight was having hard fights. It was, because his style requires a lot of effort in each fight. There's a lot going on physically. So that takes a lot out of you. And then when he steps to the heavyweight and he's giving away natural size, natural weight.
Coldwell mentioned that Usyk is now in his late 30s, and while his peak form is impressive, it's uncertain how long he can maintain his physical best. Fury, on the other hand, has had his own share of tough wars, particularly his brutal trilogy with Wilder, and the physical wear from those fights cannot be ignored. Coldwell believes that the key to the rematch will be which fighter can withstand the most punishment, considering both have already taken their fair share of damage throughout their careers.
It's going to be tough on the old body, and at 37, 38, it's a tough career he's had, and you don't know what he's got left. Tyson Fury, he's had his last few fights where, you got to think the Deontay Wilder trilogy. All right, the second one was fully in control, but the third one, he was getting bounced around, up and down, both of them. It was just an unbelievable fight.
Sean Porter shared his excitement for the rematch, pointing out that Fury had controlled much of the early stages of their first fight, while Usyk had taken over later. Porter suggested that Usyk's victory in their initial meeting solidified his status as the best heavyweight in the world, but emphasized that Usyk needs to prove it again in the rematch to maintain that title. Porter acknowledged that Fury has long been regarded as the top heavyweight, but Usyk's triumph has shifted that perception. The rematch, Porter believes, will determine who truly deserves the title of the best heavyweight.
I think it's Tyson Fury's fight to lose. And what I mean by that, what we could see in the first fight, he was bigger, he was stronger, he was sharper from the outside, a lot of things than Usyk. I think he had a moment where he got complacent, and he paid for it by losing the fight. He lost the whole second half of the fight, including the knockdown, of course. However, the thing I cannot ignore is two things: the greatness of Oleksandr Usyk and the wars and the mileage on Tyson Fury. That mileage is something that we can't measure, and the greatness of Oleksandr Usyk, we can't measure that either. So I think the first fight we knew was 50-50. It really was a 50-50 fight. Same thing with the second one, but I'm willing to bet that Tyson Fury wins this one.
Adam Smith, reflecting on the first encounter between the two heavyweights, called it a thrilling contest and anticipated another exciting bout in the rematch. While Smith praised Usyk as the undisputed champion and one of the best pound-for-pound fighters, he also acknowledged that the belts alone don't guarantee victory. He reminded fans that Fury has an unbeaten record and could join an exclusive group by becoming a 3-time heavyweight champion. Smith also noted that Fury has a history of performing well in rematches, thriving when motivated by the desire for revenge. This, he suggested, could give Fury an edge in the upcoming contest. However, Smith also raised questions about Fury's stamina and drive, especially after a close call in his most recent fight against Derek Chisora. Ultimately, Smith concluded that Usyk is a tough challenge who will be difficult to defeat, but Fury's unpredictability could make him a dangerous opponent if motivated enough.
Yeah, Usyk's the champion, Usyk's the undisputed, or Usyk's the best pound for pound in the world, or whatever he is. Doesn't really matter about the belts. Fury's never lost before. I say it doesn't matter about the belts. Of course, they split a bit with the IBF, but of course there are belts on the line. Fury can become a 3-time heavyweight champion, which is an exclusive club. But he's very good at rematches, and he's very good at getting revenge. He's proved it all his career, but...
Evander Holyfield, another legendary figure in boxing, shared his thoughts on what Fury needs to do to defeat Usyk. Holyfield pointed out that Fury's tendency to clinch during fights plays directly into Usyk's hands. He suggested that unless Fury drastically alters his approach, he could find himself falling short again. Holyfield emphasized that Fury needs to use his jab more effectively, particularly by doubling it up to break through Usyk's defense.
What would you say Fury should improve on if he was to do a rematch with Usyk?
Well, Fury, I think that, he got to use the jab more. If he gonna do anything, he gonna have to.
He also urged Fury to rely more on his movement to control the pace of the fight, rather than falling into the trap of clinching, which would give Usyk an opportunity to recover and counterattack. According to Holyfield, Fury's ability to control the pace and avoid mistakes could be the key to victory.
I think sometimes grabbing the person make it worse for him. I think he has to be able to step back, come forward, step back. Boxing is one of the things that grabbing people tend to get them a little bit more rest and get them a chance to hit you.
In contrast, some analysts suggest that mental preparation will play a crucial role in the outcome of the rematch. Hamza Shiraz emphasized the importance of Fury's mindset going into the fight. Fury himself has admitted that he lost focus during their first encounter, and Shiraz stressed that staying concentrated will be vital for Fury if he hopes to avenge his only career defeat. Many boxing experts agree that Fury's mental state will be just as critical as his physical conditioning in determining his chances of success.
Tyson Fury last week said some comments about Usyk, saying it was like fighting a local amateur boxer.
He's a legend, he is, isn't he?
Any thoughts on Fury's recent comments?
Not really. Listen, he knows what he's doing. He's been at the level of the sport which I haven't been at, so I don't know what it's like to be at that level, and inshallah one day I will. But I suppose every little move and every little interview you have is all a mental battle. All the little 1% or 0.1%, they all make a difference. So maybe it's part of the bigger strategy, but in the rematch, I think Fury should come out with a win.
Vidal Riley echoed this sentiment, pointing to Fury's remarkable track record in rematches. Riley suggested that Fury's ability to adapt and evolve after setbacks would give him a solid chance in the rematch against Usyk. He pointed out Fury's impressive adjustments in previous bouts, particularly in his trilogy with Wilder, and said that this resilience makes him a formidable opponent in any second encounter.
Fury, man. Fury. Like, I'm going with Fury. He knows how to win rematches. The track record speaks for itself. I'm going with Fury.
Ricky Hatton also weighed in, focusing on Fury's physical advantages. Hatton noted that Fury didn't fully exploit his size, reach, and weight in the first fight, allowing Usyk to dictate the pace. Hatton believes that in the rematch, Fury must impose his physical strength, landing powerful punches and using his size to force Usyk into uncomfortable situations. He also emphasized the importance of having clear, steady guidance in Fury's corner, noting that the right advice during the fight could prove pivotal.
I think imposes height, imposes reach, imposes weight difference. I mean, all the advantages he has, he didn't use last time. When he allowed, the smaller man, it's a good little man, isn't he? He's a good small man. But I think he allowed the smaller man to bully him around the ring, I'd be a bit inclined to hold my feet, hit him hard, use the weight advantage, use the reach advantage, use the height advantage that I don't think he used last time, and just have one voice in the corner.
Despite all these suggestions, some still favor Usyk to retain his title. Ben Shalom expressed hope for Fury's chances, but ultimately saw Usyk as the favorite due to his consistency and ability to adapt to various situations. Shalom acknowledged Fury's potential for improvement, but he believed Usyk's disciplined approach and superior technique would be the deciding factor in the rematch.
I always backed Tyson for the first one and always allowed Tyson to win as the break. I can never see a pass way past Oleksandr Usyk. I mean, he's proven it time and time again, and I actually don't think that was the best Oleksandr Usyk that we see, and I think he's going to be better this time. I do think Tyson's going to be better, but I think you have to go with Oleksandr given the history, as much as I hope Tyson can win, but a great fight. And again, Riyadh Season delivering what we could have only dreamed of. I remember that fight took so long to make without their involvement. It was 12 months of back and forth, and we thought it was on and we thought it was off. And I think sometimes we forget how far the sport has come. The fact that can be turned around that quickly is incredible. And as you said, the heavyweight division keeps moving. It's one that we've got an eye on, and fingers crossed, everything starts to open up after that fight on December the 21st.
Phil Haney initially found Usyk's performance in their first bout surprising, but has since become a strong believer in the Ukrainian's abilities. Haney predicted that Usyk would outclass Fury once again, citing Usyk's technical mastery as the key to securing another victory. While he acknowledged Fury's fighting spirit, Haney emphasized that it would be Usyk's refined skills that would prove too much for Fury to handle.
Man, I didn't think Usyk was going to do Fury like he did him. So Usyk has made me a believer.
Yeah?
Yeah, he's made me a believer. I think that he'll upstage Fury again.
Oh, so you think it's going to be 2-0?
It'll be 2-0.
Right. I mean, Fury is a interesting guy, man. Doesn't look like a world champion boxer, but you throw him in the ring and,
He's a fighter. He's a fighter.
He's a real fighter.
No, he's a fighter. He comes from a fighter family.
Yeah.
His dad, a mastermind within himself. So I expect a fight now. I expect Tyson to come. He's gonna come ready, but I think Usyk will upstage him.
Okay, so you got your money on Usyk.
Yes.
Johnny Fisher expressed excitement for the rematch, but also recognized the challenge that both fighters present. He praised Fury's adaptability and experience in rematches, pointing out that this gives him a solid chance to regain his position. At the same time, Fisher commended Usyk for his resilience and technical brilliance, believing that the upcoming clash will be historic and exciting, with the winner deserving to be crowned the best heavyweight in the world.
We know the first fight was brilliant. I'm backing Tyson Fury. I think his track record of rematches, I think I've seen a few pictures of him coming in a bit chunkier, a bit heavier, playing to his natural strengths, and he had Usyk going. But we know how good Usyk is. If you beat Usyk, I think he's conquered the world, hasn't he? Because he's beat everyone he needs to beat. I don't know what's happened to like that. And just excited to see the fight. May the best man win. The two best on the planet.
Gareth A. Davies offered an insightful analysis of Fury's mindset after the first fight, recalling that Fury himself had admitted to complacency being a factor in his loss. Davies noted that Fury had become too comfortable in certain moments, allowing Usyk to capitalize on those lapses. This, according to Davies, is something Fury must avoid in the rematch. Both the mental and physical adjustments will be crucial for Fury if he hopes to regain his title.
But those were the rounds 5, 6, 7 where Fury dominated, and that's what he was doing in those rounds, was coming forwards, hitting Usyk at range and hurting him. And if you watch the fight back, which I have a couple of times, it was a brutal war in many ways. And the optics in rounds 8 and 9 were against Fury, but it's going to be an almighty tussle again. I don't think Fury can get as comfortable as he did in the ring last time. I think he got too complacent.
Yeah.
I spoke to him about that when I saw him last time. Feat in his career, obviously, earlier in the year. And the comeback fight is always massive. In that fight, he obviously cut his eye in sparring, and the fight was delayed. It was amazing to see the two men together just over a month ago in London. And I think there's absolute respect for each other after what was a war last time. And this fight is really for who is the number one of this generation.
Yeah.
And if Fury loses it, Usyk becomes the man.
George Groves also backed Usyk, recalling how many had doubted the Ukrainian's ability when he first moved up to heavyweight. However, Groves pointed out that Usyk had proven his ability to overcome bigger opponents, such as Anthony Joshua, and he believed that despite Fury's size advantages, Usyk's superior boxing skills would ultimately decide the outcome of the rematch.
Where do you stand on that? What do you think? I know you was quite strong on that as well. I think that you went Usyk as well, didn't you?
Yeah, I picked Usyk to beat Fury. I remember when Usyk first moved up to heavyweight, I said he's a dark horse, don't write this guy off. You know, we've seen cruiserweights move up to heavyweight and dominate in previous years, and it did seem a bit unfathomable for a lot of people that he's never going to compete with the Anthony Joshuas, or people weren't even really talking about Tyson Fury, I don't think, quite at the time, or maybe he just sort of burst back on the scene beating Wilder. But yeah, I still think Usyk beats him. I think, you know, the argument is a good big un beats a good little un, but I think Usyk is an exceptional fighter. I think in terms of their boxing ability, like, Usyk is a lot better.
Agit Kabayel also shared his thoughts on the upcoming fight. Kabayel expressed that the outcome could go either way, but leaned slightly toward Fury, given that Fury is now in better shape compared to when he fought Francis Ngannou. Kabayel emphasized that Fury's preparation and physical condition would be key to his chances in the rematch.
Tyson with Ngannou, Tyson was not in shape, you know. Now he is very good in shape. You see it when you see the pictures. Tyson's back, like same Tyson when he fight with Klitschko, you know. He's really good in shape. I think this fight is very close.
Finally, a number of other voices, including former champions and trainers like Lennox Lewis and Roy Jones Jr., also weighed in on the matchup. Lewis believes that Fury has the ability to make the necessary adjustments and win the rematch, citing his past ability to turn things around. Jones, meanwhile, acknowledged that Usyk has gained significant momentum and will be a tough challenge for Fury, but he still believed that Fury's adaptability could give him a chance.
There can only be one champion, it's one winner, and we found out it was Oleksandr Usyk. But for Tyson, you know, he can look back at the fight. He's an up and down fighter where, you know, sometimes he's down, sometimes he's up. Right now he's down, but he's pretty focused on getting back up.
Anything different in this fight are you expecting?
Yeah, I'm expecting Fury to go and make some changes, make some adjustments, and do some different things, because Fury is smart and a good boxer and knows how to come back and redo things. So I think he'll come back with a different game plan, and I expect to see him do a little bit better this time. But at the same time, I feel like Usyk left the fight with the momentum, and I think it's going to be very hard for Fury now to get that momentum back.
Similarly, Manny Pacquiao weighed in, stressing the importance of Fury being in top shape and staying focused, noting that his lack of focus in the first fight had been a major factor in his loss. Between Tyson Fury and Oleksandr Usyk is shaping up to be a historic contest, with a wide array of opinions on who will emerge victorious. Both fighters have distinct strengths and weaknesses, and the outcome will depend on which fighter can make the necessary adjustments in the heat of battle. As the fight draws nearer, the world of boxing eagerly awaits what promises to be an unforgettable clash. So what are your thoughts about this? Do you think that Tyson Fury can avenge his loss against Usyk? Do let us know in the comment section below. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to subscribe and check out some of our other videos on the screen right now.